So these are the three biggest housing opportunities that I see coming from the market we're going into and that are going to come from this recession. Now, I think there's a lot more than three, but these are the ones that I think are going to be most prevalent in a lot of housing markets and the easiest for people to capitalize on. Before we start, I want to preface with this. Right now is not a great time for everyone to buy real estate. There's a lot of people out there that should probably wait for their situation to get better before they buy a house. The good news is you can use this time to start getting these things in line, so when the market turns and is a position that's good for you, you're able to capitalize on these opportunities. A great place for you to start would be to go to yorkfinancing.com. I've set up a link there for you to meet with someone on my team, free consultation call, no charge, just my gift to you to help get you in a better situation and be able to buy a house eventually, because I do think it's something that everyone should be able to achieve. Now, for other people, I think right now is an amazing time to capitalize on some opportunities, so I'm going to dive into the three that I see. Number one, motivated sellers. There are a lot of people out there right now that own houses at ridiculously low interest rates and aren't in a hurry to sell their homes. They're either putting it on the market and not willing to take much lower than they're listing it at, or they're just not listing their house for sale at all. But on the other hand, there are some people that just have to move, whether that's for a job, relocating, or something else, and these are motivated sellers. This is where I'm seeing a lot of my clients get opportunities where they're getting the houses for tens, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars less than they would have bought it for just a few months ago. The obvious trade-off right now with this market is that interest rates have gone up quite a bit. But the good news is this principal balance comes down quite a bit with the discount you're getting on the house, and sometimes this can offset that payment. And the great thing about interest rates is that if they come down, which is very likely to happen, you can always refinance and your payment comes down with it. This isn't something that you should bank on and write the check on. Make sure that you're okay with the payment right now, but it's definitely something to consider. Number two, one of my favorites, seller concessions. Now, seller concessions can be used in a ton of different ways depending on your situation. For first-time home buyers, this is a great opportunity to be able to keep some cash in your pocket. When you buy a house, you have your down payment, and you have your closing costs. In this market, we're seeing a lot of sellers pay these closing costs, which is tens of thousands of dollars that could stay in your pocket as a buyer. You can use these to do upgrades on the house, buy furniture, or just keep a safety net for a rainy day. You're also able to negotiate things like rate buy downs, appliances, repairs on the property, and these are things that really did not exist the last few years when you're buying a house. It is an incredible opportunity to keep cash in your pocket, and a lot of times this is way more advantageous than the increase in rate that we're seeing, which is causing these concessions to happen. Now, before I move on to number three, if your goal is to buy a house this year, I've set aside some time to meet with clients one-to-one and help them achieve this goal. So go to yorkfinancing.com. You can scroll down and book a time with me. We'll make sure that we do everything we can to help you achieve your goal of buying a house. All right, and number three, which I think is the most overlooked opportunity, is the opportunity to get a better home. We talk a lot about the financial opportunities with real estate, but you need to remember, with real estate, you're actually living in this investment. The last few years, almost every time you offer on a house, it was a multiple offer situation, and your chances of getting the house weren't very high. So that caused you to write offer after offer, and you're just getting into any property, not really the property that you had your eye on or would be your ideal situation. Right now, if you see a house you like and write an offer on it, there's a really good chance that you get your offer accepted. So even if the housing market comes down or interest rates change or something happens, it's worth it because you're living in a house that you could probably live in long term. And the thing we know with real estate long term is that it always pencils out to be in your favor financially. So many people forget that they're living in their investment and they just focus on the numbers, but buying a house you love is something that you should definitely focus on when you're buying a property that you're going to be living in. So again, these are three of my favorite opportunities that I'm seeing. If you have any questions about this or anything else real estate related, you can shoot me an email. I hope that there's a lot of you out there that take advantage of this time because there really are opportunities to be had. I hope 2023 is a great year for you. I'll talk to you soon.